that will go. And when that goes, it's because people did not care enough to hold people accountable. Instead, they wouldn't. They're more concerned with SJW, trans crap, and the next Marvel film, and that I find discouraging. Actually, funny enough, do you know, guys, if you're on YouTube and you mention the coronavirus, you're immediately demonetized.
Oh wow.
Yep. Like,
Way to go, fucking YouTube. Way to go.
yeah, they're demonetizing everybody with the corona thing. So everybody's like calling it different names. Anything but corona. I've
One
seen
second.
some place. I think TLDR News. They call it crown disease. And here's something I don't get, right? It's education. So, some people want to look up what the corona means, right? You'll get demonetized. It's amazing. And not only that, the new YouTube. Have you guys heard of the new YouTube laws? The new kappa, basically, the one that will be 100 times worse than the current kappa.
So my mother
All I know
came
is
back
I'm
from fucking holiday.
10 reports away from becoming a YouTube hero. Watch out.
So here's how it went, right? For people who don't know, the new YouTube legislation that's coming. Well, it's not from YouTube. First thing, it's from some Democratic senator, the same guy who brought the previous one, Kappa. And basically, what he says is like, first things first. A lot of advertisements is going for kids, and we need to protect kids. So what you do is you target channels that that trick the kids into buying stuff, and what the logical train of thought that he went through is eventually unboxing videos. So what he wants to do is he wants to remove
1 second.
what is it called? He wants to remove unboxing videos from the advertising algorithm. And what he wants to do is he wants to remove anything related to searches of any products from anybody that's 16-year-olds and lower. So he wants to push the age from 13 to 16. So he wants to kill an entire genre on YouTube by removing its ability to advertise itself. You can only view those videos if you know that the channel exists, or you search for it. It can no longer be recommended, even on like related videos, on that section. And that bill is being passed right now. And I don't know about you guys, that sounds terrifying to me.
That sounds great to me. That specific genre is a very predatory, manipulative genre. Many people on there are genuinely good people who just want children entertainment, but many are in it for the extremely easy money. If we kill those channels, I don't mind.
But here's the thing. Unboxing channels provide great level of education if I'm researching. So if I want to know how the product looks like, I can look up an unboxing channel, and what they do is there's like, people bring them packages and they unbox it and they test it, and then they tell you what they think about it.
But see,
First
if they're
impressions.
advertising a product that is designed and advertised for an older audience, which is the thing you'd be interested in, and anyone would be unboxing a GTX, some card or something. It's different from Ryan's toy reviews, where they go to Walmart to grab a toy and make $1 million out of it.
But
that's the problem I have there.
Even then, if you're opening up toys, how different is it from a commercial that's trying to sell toys on TV? Why aren't we attacking TV for this? When they bring up, toys, and then Superman does this, and then buy this from your local retailer, right? How is that good and fine, but on YouTube it's bad?
I think it's a problem of availability and use of what the fuck?
God damn it, Ahmed. Yeah, it's reached that point. I think if you sneeze on YouTube now, until you get demonetized. Uh, but yeah, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go on.
Okay, why not? What was this thing? I think it's the thing of availability and use of abusability. Advertisements. Not everyone can advertise. It requires a budget and requires to be approved. Anyone can get a sponsorship on YouTube.
That is fair enough, and but again, I repeat, you're attacking the entire genre. You're not saying, for example, that if you review these certain things and we know their kids are vulnerable to them, we're gonna stop you. No, we're gonna attack the entire unboxing thing. If you unbox fucking guns, you'd still be affected. You know, if you unbox, I don't know, mics that kids would never be interested in unless they want to stream on Twitch and become the next PewDiePie. You know, um, that anything can be kids. Here's the thing: whenever you're trying to protect kids by government legislation, it doesn't work. That should be the parents' responsibility. You should empower parents by giving them awareness on how things go on the internet, giving them the capabilities to protect their kids. And YouTube Kids exists. There's a kids section on Netflix. I I would like to think there is one for Google as well. You know, there is a kids filter. You can put it. It does exist, and it's just a matter of educating the parent that this exists. So if they watch a kid related video on YouTube, regular, they give you something in the bottom of it saying, "By the way, did you know YouTube Kids exists?" So your child gets
Okay,
protected.
I get your point, and it's definitely a fair point, but you have to look at it from the legislator's perspective. First of all, there is a very important difference between legislation and enforcement of said legislation. Just because there are laws doesn't mean that it will be implicated. For example, you guys remember the weird EU law back in the day that everyone was fighting about, and then it got passed, and then nothing happened? What was it, Article 13 or some dumb crap?
Oh,
Yeah, everyone forgot about that. It's a similar effect. Even if the legislator wants to implement the capability to disrupt, stop, or attack specific individuals doing specific things, doesn't mean that they will do it to everyone. It just means they can. It's always, these things are always there because the legislator will not depend on the parents to do their job, because parents tend to be idiots. A
Well,
good portion of them. But and keep in mind, these
that does not mean that we should allow it to be passed just because it may not affect us. You know, it's a tool in
Well,
the end. Kappa existed for
it is
20
a tool.
years
That's
before
what I'm.
they attacked YouTube, right? It existed for 20 years, but eventually one guy decided to fuck people up and it worked. And now he's passing new laws to fuck more people up on YouTube and hit the revenue stream. Again, it's a dangerous tool to give the government.
It is a dangerous tool, but at the end, there's so many of these sorts of tools, and there are so many worse. You kind of you can fight and fight over it, but I don't think you'll get anywhere. They have all the leverage in these cases. It's like I remember.
So here's the thing about this, right? That's the part where I'm horribly in disagreement for one particular reason. I'm not in the US, but if I were, it's a democratic nation, right? So my tax dollars are going so you'd benefit my life, right? So if you pass a law like this, I'd vote you out, or I try to at least. And the fact that he's there and he's making these legislations and he was elected to do so, that's fine. I'll elect a guy to remove these bills and reverse them. And one of the things that happen is you have to hold people accountable. That's the thing about being elected is, and the people who are elected are supposed to be accountable by the electorate, right? I can't just stay by idle, not critiquing the person who got elected for doing things that are uneducated or not of primary benefit. And again, this is all like it's the same part of it's libertarianism versus authoritarianism. Do you want the government to have more power and control over things, or do you want people to have more power? No matter how much government legislation you're going to sprinkle to protect kids, in the end, if the parent is negligent, it's done. So it's better to give education and power to the parent. And while we can say that, sure, this won't affect us much, or there's nothing we can do about it, is a valid argument as people who are not in the US right now, that does not mean that critiquing and saying that it's a bad idea and having people be aware of this and then hold accountable the people who are trying to do this, that doesn't mean that that doesn't have any inherent value. In the end, isn't that how Brexit happened? People held the elected accountable, and when they failed to do their job, they voted them out and voted people who would perform the desires of the electorate. This is how a democratic process is supposed to go, right?
Well, by all means, I agree with that, and I see the point. And if you are in that scenario, do tell people, critique and spread awareness of said critique. Hold a discussion, hold an argument. That's fine. Me personally, I don't really trust the democratic process. Well, not the democratic process, but the effectiveness of it in current day. If you get the internet angry about it somehow, even the people in the US, I don't think they can provide enough power to cause any effect, because that senator may care about their job, but they're probably backed up by something stronger. So would it work? Merely theoretically. That's what I think.
In the end, the most important part, in my opinion, about this is that when YouTube has and is forced to implement these laws, and people lose more money, and YouTube loses a lot of money, and the entire genre and entire lifestyle of people, where they want to show people, they like opening packages, they want to unlock packages and show people, and they would like the means to keep doing that. That will go. And when that goes, it's because people did not care enough to hold people accountable. Instead, they're more concerned with SJW, trans crap, and the next Marvel film. And that I find discouraging.